So we've got our assembly. I've got both my nuts started on the bench, finger tight. Or they're actually not finger tight, but they're turning easily by hand. And we're going to come in here. It's important that you're getting your chain in position. So the upper part of the chain is going to need to go over the top of this, and we need to remember to pass it over the axle. The trick is that it's a tight space. So one chain over. I'm not so much going to worry about what's going on at the axle end for this chain right now. It's more important that I get it over the cog. We can deal with the bottom end later. So a little tight going in. I'm pressing against the body here. Not our friend right now, but that'll be all right. Sometimes you may need, there's some flex in these plates. Sometimes you need to pull them out to get clearance. Now that that's generally in place, I am going to get my chain on the rear axle properly. Turning it can help. Now you can see there's a lot of slack. Basically what you want to do is pull this as far forward as you can. But on this type of body with this type of chassis with these square frames, it is common for the transfer hub body to rub against the frame if you pull it all the way down. So I'm actually going to back it off to make sure that it's as tight as I can get it without making contact. Very important that you tighten the side going to the rear first. By tightening this first, what that does is it gets the transfer hub perpendicular to the rest of the drivetrain. If you tighten the other side first, it could be misaligned, and that is going to result in bad shifting. I'm going to get that pretty close to where I want it. Double check my positioning, which is a good thing I did because we did have a little bit of contact. I want to see daylight through there. Now when I tighten this, I'm going to really crank on it. That helps with the alignment. Pretty good force there. Tightening the other side. This guy nice and tight. Lastly, I'm going to remove my screwdriver wedges. Snug up the various nuts holding the body in place. I don't know if you probably can't see it, that each of these is actually two nuts on top of each other. You want to separate them when you loosen it. As I'm tightening, this is going to get the bottom one tightened, and I'm going to slide my socket out, the thickness of the first nut, tighten that down against the other one. I hope that made sense. Not all the bikes are going to require the loosening of the body. A lot will depend on whether or not they have the Mega Range gear on it. That's snug. And in theory, we're done. Now, this particular bike is having a tire changed on the other side. Actually, the momentum feels weird because it's not there. Double check all your shifting. Make sure everything's working well. And what the heck, why I have it up to lubricate your chains, but this is a done deal right now. Total elapsed time was just under 2 hours, and that included some complication.